दावोस में वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमिक फोरम की शुरुआत हो चुकी है। भारत से भी कई कंपनियों के दिग्गज पहुंचे हैं। ईटी नाउ और ईटी नाउ स्वदेश की एग्जीक्यूटिव एडिटर आयशा फरीदी ने हिताची के कॉर्पोरेट ऑफिसर और हिताची इंडिया के एग्जीक्यूटिव चेयरमैन डॉक्टर भारत कौशल से खास बातचीत की। आइए इस बातचीत को सुनते हैं।
Well, you operate across verticals, right? Energy, rail, digital, manufacturing. What are you most excited about?
I think India itself is such a unique story, which is building physical and digital infrastructure at the same time. And the quantum of that, if you can get with that affordability and scalability done at speed, maybe government of India is spending about 35 to 40 billion dollars in power sector every year. And the dimensions of power being a vertical has also transformed into being a horizontal, touching every aspect of economy and even society. And in rail, there is about 45-50 billion dollars of opportunity coming every year. So what can be more exciting that you not just take care of the legacy infrastructure, the asset classes, but also about building the newer infrastructure. I think two things that have transformed in India in the last 10 odd years, implementation and consciousness of quality. So money is getting utilized, and the same is true even for the Japan-India economic engagement. We've been on it for maybe 20, 30 years, but in the last 10 years, you've seen utilization of bigger Japan into the India story.
So out of all the verticals that you operate in, and let's get a little myopic and short term over here, which vertical or business do you think is right now at the scale up moment?
I think from a balance sheet building perspective, energy and rail provide the best opportunity. Because energy is building the physical infrastructure, the big HVDC lines, each one is over $1 billion at least. And then you're also coming to the medium and low voltage business where there are smart grids and charging stations, storage solutions with artificial intelligence to prevent losses when renewable energy goes from base load to peak load. Similarly in railway, if you look at the cost to income ratio, which may be 97-98%, you can save 25% just on maintenance by predicting it early. And at the same time, you're busy with superior rail control systems to provide enhanced safety, more predictability in rail travel, and a greater experience for the people. So, like energy, digital is also a big horizontal across these asset classes. The first generation of bigger digital story came with aggregators where e-commerce and a lot of those things got influenced. Now, as like the Disney versus Netflix debate, the aggregators and the asset classes are moving. And so you're imagining energy as a service, mobility as a service, and so on.
So you think energy is going to be it?
I think energy, we already have built a believable story. We're amongst maybe the largest energy transmission company. Railway, we are in urban mobility, we are in the Indian railway modernization, we are also in the high-speed business, but we are also working very closely in providing the right digital tools to link up an ecosystem where the asset class and the user experience are both imagined in the same chain.
But tell me, because at the group level you're a global conglomerate, from Japan's perspective, how central is India to Hitachi's global growth strategy, say, over the next decade?
Well, Hitachi has been 90-year-old in India, and the first steam locomotive in 1953 in post-independent India came from Hitachi. The first telephone exchange came in 1955. The turbines of Bhakra Nangal in 58 came from Hitachi. So there's been a very strong legacy and commitment. But what we see now in India is an opportunity to build an identity which is not just doing business in India for India, which has been the conventional model, but also from India to the rest of the world. Because the competitiveness and the quality consciousness of India is going to render that capability to our standing.
India is pushing hard on infrastructure and energy transition, like you rightly mentioned. Where do you think your next big opportunity is going to come in from, which will be revenue accretive?
I think I have mentioned briefly about the service business in energy and in rail. But service business grows at a certain speed, and it's more a OPEX model. So even when I go 500% in service business, but get $1.5 billion deal on the balance sheet, it still appears to be like 1% of my whole story. So, but the consciousness is that you improve an IRR over a period of time. This is life cycle cost of an infrastructure. It doesn't mean what you just sold and what you just maintained. It's from it the tentacles fly to build an ecosystem which will keep generating revenue for you.
और दावोस में ईटी नाउ और ईटी नाउ स्वदेश की एग्जीक्यूटिव एडिटर आयशा फरीदी ने टेक महिंद्रा के एमडी एंड सीईओ मोहित जोशी से भी खास बातचीत की।
From here in Davos, in Switzerland, on the sidelines of the World Economic Forum, there's just so much chatter around here about AI, the future of jobs, and of course, global growth as well. And who better than the MD and CEO of Tech Mahindra, Mohit Joshi, here with me to answer all about this. Mohit, great to have you on ET now. Thank
Lovely
you for
to
your
have you.
time.
Thank you for making time.
Well, what do we talk about when the whole model of IT services and what the future is going to look like itself is being questioned? You've been here for the last 2 days. Tell me, what's the chatter like? What is the future of IT services traditionally as we know it?
Yeah. Well, thank you, Aisha. I think it's wonderful to be here. It's been a packed couple of days in Davos.
Yeah.
But I can tell you one thing.
Yeah.
If there is anything which is top of the agenda in Davos, it certainly is not the future of IT services.
No?
The focus is very clearly on geopolitics and maybe with a secondary theme of AI. But when we speak to our clients, right, when we speak to our investors, I feel that there is a level of optimism about the future of IT services. Because at the end of the day, we've seen this with every technology shift in the industry. When you had the cloud shift, for instance, first,